We're about to get 10 new episodes of Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom with a sneak peek coming on December 24th, 25th. And then the show's going to come to us starting on January 1st on National Geographic and Nat Geo Wild. Dr. Geoff, Dr. Jen, and Rain,
We're very excited to share season two with you.
5,000 animals, 300 species. Tell us a little bit about, what a daily routine looks like for each of you. Dr. Geoff, if you want to go ahead and start.
Yeah, well, so that's a lot of animals and a lot of diversity. And so Dr. Jen and myself, we help provide veterinary care here at Animal Kingdom, but also at the Seas with Nemo and Friends at Epcot. And you can imagine that may range from like a little 2-gram poison dart frog all the way up to a 14,000-pound elephant. And so every day is just a little bit different for us. And I think that's what makes it exciting.
And Jen, tell us a little bit about the end. I mean, how do you rotate between who needs? Obviously, it's a lot of animals, a lot of species that need to be taken care of. And how is the schedule kind of planned, and what are we going to see on the series?
What you guys will see is our great team of veterinarians here at Disney that rotate between Disney's Animal Kingdom and the Seas with Nemo and Friends at Epcot and provide animal care, as well as when we get the great opportunity to provide care for rescued animals as part of our rescue and rehabilitation programs for sea turtles and manatees. So you guys will get to know some of our veterinary team throughout season 2 and all the stuff that we do on a daily basis. I assure you, it is not boring.
It is not. I love especially too when the animals come into the office and everyone like leaves their cubicles because they're like, "There's a goat in the office."
Oh yeah, that's always the best day ever when they come visit us in our offices.
And then, Rain, I wanted to ask you, as far as the guests go by, there's so many questions you have, but when people stop you, tell me a little bit about, maybe some of the most frequent questions you get asked as far as the animals.
Well, our guests have a lot of really great questions about the animals. A lot of times they just want to know something personal about the animal. Each of our animals are individuals, and as keepers, we get to know them as such. So they might want to know their name, or what's their favorite food, or how much do they weigh. So with each guest, we kind of try to connect them with those animals that they like and that are their favorites.
I want to go through the whole circle and ask everybody because I love giraffes. Giraffes have been my favorite, and we get to see in the first episode we get to see Kenya, who's having a little trouble with eating, kind of that process of months after months after trying and getting Kenya to eat what she's supposed to. But for you, what was the love of the animal that got you into this field? Dr. Geoff, let's go ahead and start with you. Where maybe was there a particular continent or a particular animal that you were fascinated with that got you into this profession?
Yeah, so I grew up in Australia, and my family had a love for nature, and so we used to spend all our holidays out in the bush. Australia just has the most amazing animals, mammals, birds, reptiles, and then lots of dangerous things in the sea as well. And so I think it was just instilled in me from like even before I could walk. My dad would carry me around in the bush, and so that's where my love of nature came. And I'm just so lucky to be here at Disney's Animal Kingdom and work with all sorts of amazing species, but also amazing people. I couldn't be happier about that.
And what about for you, Dr. Jen?
For me, it was always a love of the ocean that really got me interested in this field. From a very young age, I was always fascinated with the ocean, all the creatures that lived in there, and that really inspired me to want to pursue becoming a veterinarian. And when I learned that there was such thing as a doctor who took care of aquatic animals, I was like, oh, well, that's it for me. So that kind of set me on the path that led me here to Disney. And now it's even better because not only do I get to work on those aquatic animals, but also all the animals here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So it's an amazing dream job for me, for sure.
Oh, exactly. And then Nemo and Friends exhibit is just so incredible. I can only imagine you having the time of your life and it being a full circle moment to be able to work there.
Absolutely. It is absolutely incredible. And the audiences will get to see that in season 2 of the show, which is really great.
And then Ray, what about for yourself?
For me, it's always been growing up. We had a lot of animals. I had a lot of exposure to different opportunities, and I always wanted to take care of them. I'm happy to say that over time, my ability to do that has improved. And so I'm able to make a career of caring for these animals and making every day be their best day possible.
And then final thing here, as far as some of the endangered species, because we get to definitely see that journey and we get to see that on the show. Dr. Geoff, maybe talk a little bit about people who are watching the show, people who go visit the parks, something you want to know about the animals that are at Animal Kingdom and at Epcot.
Yeah, so the show really gives our viewers an awesome opportunity to see behind the scenes, but to learn a lot about the animals that we take care of, but also what their plight is out in the world. And so for many of the stories, we share facts around that. We share what Disney is doing from a conservation efforts perspective. And we also want to instill optimism in people. We feel like there's a lot that can be done for the animals and the planet, and we hope that the show inspires people to then take action, where they will also help us here at Walt Disney World protect the nature around the world.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for your time today. Go ahead and get a sneak preview December 24th, 25th, and December 31st, and then back-to-back episodes starting January 1st on National Geographic and Nat Geo Wild, and then the show will be streaming starting January 4th on Disney+.